What's up, guys? Big Shap Gamer here. Once again, you already know it's 4 a.m. Can't sleep, so let's make another video. If you've watched my first video, you might already know, but to start off, I give thanks to my Lord Jesus Christ for all that He has given and done for me. Recently, I feel like I've had a lot of heart change, and Jesus is moving in my life in a very big way. So, once again, I want to tell you please read the Gospels and come to Christ. He's waiting for you, chasing after you. You just need to turn around and stop chasing after the world. Now, next, I'm going to talk about the inspiration for this video. I was feeling as though recently I've been kind of losing the Mordekaiser matchup, and one particular day, because it was like really late, like 3 a.m., I ended up versing the same dude on the same champ Mordekaiser 2 games in a row, and I lost lane and the game twice doing the same thing, which was rushing Serpent's Fang first, right? And if you're watching my first video, you may be wondering, Big Shaft Gamer, didn't you say to try new things? And also, where's the Bible verse? That's literally my favorite part of the video. For the first point, yes, that is true, and that's what I believe. But I thought maybe I messed up the first game, and I had to run it back to make sure, right? And then for the Bible verse, it's coming up, don't worry. I just had an idea that it might be more fitting in a little bit further up in the intro. So to explain what happened in the 2 games, first game, I built Serpent's Fang, lost, and the Mordekaiser started typing, like Serpent's Fang is bad, and I already tried playing AAtrox and no builds are good. And you know me, I'm the AAtrox guy, dude. I'm gonna think that he's wrong and then AAtrox is good. Don't say that. You know what I'm saying? And then the second game, he once again beat me, and he was being like a little bit mean, but I just responded courteously. He ended up like mellowing out a lot and being pretty nice to me afterwards. And he told me I should try more into Sundered Sky, but don't leave just yet. I'm gonna go deeper into like the matchup, so stick with me for a little bit. But just before we do that, right here we can see the lesson. You don't know where inspiration will come from. Don't let your ego blind you. And if you've been waiting for this, the verse of this video is, But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them that despitefully use and persecute you, which is Matthew 5:44. First, let's talk about the early game. I thought it might be fun to show what I mean, so instead of the normal, slightly kind of unconnected gameplay, I will show some clips as examples and go through them, hopefully to better illustrate my point. I will go through 2 clips to start for the early game, one showing what not to do and when I've made a mistake, and another showing what I think you should do and what I think I've done well. And then I will go more generally into the early game and explain my thoughts on the early game. Okay, looking back on the footage I have, I thought I had better Mordekaiser footage recorded, like of the game, but I don't really have it, and it's like 4 a.m., so I don't know if I'm gonna queue a league game. So I'm just gonna go through a couple like decent clips that will kind of show a little bit of good and bad play, and then I'll just walk through for 2 clips what I think I did well and what I think I did wrong. Okay, so I started off good. I spaced the Q like I've been mentioning in my previous video, but I end up messing up the E dodge, and he gets a better trade than I think he should. I think if I dodged the E there, I probably take a little bit less damage, and I could probably do a little bit more damage as well. Okay, so here in this next clip, I'm a bit lower than him, so I'm a little bit at a disadvantage, but it's not the worst. First, I hit my Q1, which is good, and then I dodge the E, also good, but I do take an isolated Q, but that's fine in this scenario, I think, because I'm pretty sure we can hit the W and the 2 Qs after, so we take those. So I hit my full WQ combo, and then here I think I should have continued running away in the, the direction of my tower, and I end up messing up, and I think I take a little bit more of an extended trade. Not the worst, I'm still up in HP. Now here I think I see an opportunity, so I go for the flash, but we end up trading flashes. And then he uses his Q, right? And I see a timing where I can go in, and he's low enough that I don't think he can get an extra Q off after and wait out the cooldown. So I go for the kill. I get hit by that E, which is alright because he doesn't have Q still, but because of it, I missed the Q2, which is bad. And if I hit that Q2, I would have already killed him. But I do all the damage I can before his Q comes back. Then I run away, and I hope my minions finish him off, which they do. So kill secured, but enemy jungle comes and ruins the fight. So the clips I just showed you are levels 1 to 5. I think that here the matchup is pretty even, and if you play it right as AAtrox, you can have the advantage. So I'm just going to go over what did we learn from these clips. I think what we learned is that dodging the E is important, and why that is because you can maintain that space as Aatrox, and you can go in on your terms, and you can use your W and be able to hit your critical Qs for Q2, and then you can kind of guarantee that critical Q3. If you get E'd, you kind of have to choose between running away to regain that space, or you fight at point blank range where it's really hard to hit your critical Q on your 2 and your 1, and then you'll probably take a worse trade. Also, that dodging Qs is important when you can, and if you can't get away, you should stand next to a minion, like your ally minion, or your ally, like your ally champion, so that the damage is reduced. I'll mention this in the future, but I just want you to remember that big parts of Mordekaiser damage are his passive and his Qs. And if you space well, you can stop the passive damage and you can avoid Qs. So for this first clip, I'm going to jump a little bit ahead because I actually get ulted twice in this game, early game. But I want to show this one first because I think it's a little bit worse and I want to start with it. Here you can see I'm a bit lower than he is, so I'm already at a disadvantage. And I start well, I dodge the Q, and I dodge the E, which is good, but that makes me overconfident, and you can see here that I go in very close range, and I blow my Q and W pre getting Mord ulted. But you got to remember that Mord just completely demolishes your W when he ults, like it just gets sent into the void. So he ults, my W is gone, and now I'm just basically screwed because I got way too close, and I don't have my W or Q1 or Q2 to help me get away and stall. So I run away with my ult move speed to try and build up some space, but I still get hit. I think maybe I could have ran more here, but I don't really know the timing of when it ended. So I kind of preemptively turned to try and get a Q off because I didn't know it was about to end. I think this is actually possible to survive here. But yeah, I kind of die. I get kind of close, but Mord Shield helps him out. Okay, so here you can see I'm in lane, and if you look at the minimap right now, you can see that J4 is planning to go grubs. And I'm thinking that I kind of want to stay and clear my wave because it's kind of big, but he kind of gets into a fight really fast, so I just kind of drop the wave because I want to be there first. So this is kind of like just to get prior, I just immediately drop the wave and I E towards the fight and I build up kind of like that distance lead to get there first. So when the fight starts, you can see I use my Q and my W again, and you might think that just like last clip, this is bad. This is just as bad, right? But it's not as bad because I have a HP advantage. So and I have Hex Drinker. So even in ult, the fight is better than the previous clip. So here he ults me again, W disappears, but I still have my Q2 and I use it. I CC him a bit for a bit of his ult duration, but I mess up a little bit. I think I could have avoided the E here, but my HP advantage is good and still have the Hex Trigger. Here my Q is down, so I just run away. I'm asking for help because I'm pretty sure that J4 will still be around and that the ult is going to end soon. And then I just flash the last Q, so I just guarantee survive because I'm pretty sure the Q will do heaps of damage and I probably will die. And then ult ends and I survive. These clips here are to show the early game laning phase when Mord is post 6. You can see that you have to be careful about the spacing, and now also you have to be careful about how you use your Qs and Ws before you get ulted. For me, I try to save them for when I get ulted so that I can stall out and fight longer, and hopefully run out the time of his ult. Another important thing is that Mordekaiser ult forces that 1v1, so any Qs that hit you will be isolated damage, which is way more than just like when you hit multiple targets as Mordekaiser. So not getting queued becomes more important. And if you can dodge one or more Qs when Mord ults, that's really good. And you can actually win the 1v1 if you dodge enough Qs. For mid game, I would say that Mordekaiser is not much of a split pusher. Like AAtrox, he will be at the objective for team fights majority of the time. In the mid game, I think Mordekaiser still has that advantage when he 1v1 ults you. Um, but you'll be able to survive with Mao and Sundered Sky, and hopefully you can dodge a couple Qs and stay a little bit more healthy. And then when you get out of the ulti, uh, the hope is that your teammates will be able to help you out and to save you. In the ult, you should be trying to hit all your Qs so you can get that CC off and that healing and that damage. And then you should also use your W to space and also dodge all these Qs. You can flash to guarantee a dodge, and this is going to increase your chance of winning. Remember, when you exit the ult, if you're low and you have high HP teammate, you can walk to. You can stand next to them so you don't take that ISO Q damage. And if the only teammate around you is low, I would say don't do this because you don't want to let him get a double Q off and potentially kill both of you. And instead, you should play to the opposite side so he has to choose who to Q, if that makes sense. I would say in the mid game, in these objective team fights, you're probably the best one to get Mord ulted because if you think about it, at an objective, if you're trying to kill it and then Mord ults your jungler, that means that you guys lose smite and they can rush the drag and steal it. So I would say you don't want your jungler to get ulted. And at this point in the game, your mid lane is probably not strong enough to 1v1 Mord in his ult either. So he would probably lose that 1v1. And then the same for the ADC. Because of Rylai's, he'll probably be able to stop them from kiting, and they won't be strong enough to just kill him very quickly. So ADC will probably die as well. And then also, the support will be pretty much a free kill, because unless they're really tanky, they won't survive. And it will just be like all of your teammates either dying or you lose a smite advantage. So you, as someone who has built items and to counter Mordekaiser, and you're a bit tankier, you'll be able to survive his ulti, and you'll probably be the best choice for who should get Mord ultied in a team fight. You might be saying, well, how do I get Mord to ult me specifically? Well, you can't really force him to ult you, but you can make it more likely that he will ult you by trying to isolate him in team fights. So if you see he's a little bit separated from his team, you can try and full combo and go into him and use your ulti and everything. And this will put more pressure on him. And if you're the only one he can ulti, he will probably just stick to ulting you. So that's what I would say about how to force him to ult you in team fights. In the late game is where the tide finally switches back towards you as AAtrox, and you will have an advantage and be able to survive that 1v1 and possibly even win it. I will include a clip of me versus Mord when he's at that very strong point towards the mid and earlyish kind of game, and then towards the end to show how the fights go later in the game. In this first clip, you can see I have a significant HP advantage, but I don't have my abilities, and he destroys me. And it's very fast. I die pretty quickly. And at this point in the game, I have to be very careful about getting ulted by Mord. Now you can see, skipping later into the game, I'm much more confident in my ability to 1v1 and survive. So I start trying to set up a lot of fights with Mord with my teammates around, because I know I'll be able to survive and we'll be able to get that pick. And in this fight, you can see that I dodge one Q, and the fight in the ult, I dodge one Q, and the fight shifts a lot more in my favor. And the more Qs you dodge, the better the fight will go. Finally, for the build, I would say more first is what I've been rushing, and then Sundered Sky is very good on Aatrox in general, so I like to get it second. And then if it's a Mercury Tread type of game, it's really good for that kind of early MR. If you are building steel caps, I might delay it a little bit and just get tier 1 boots, because I don't know how much it'll affect, but Mordekaiser steals your stats in his ulti, so if you have armor, it actually might be used against you. So I would say maybe not rush steel caps if you can. And after that, for third, fourth, fifth item, etc., you can. It's kind of up to your discretion. But if they have a lot of AP on their team, because Mord will also be on their team, you can buy Kainic Rukin. And just generally, I'll probably buy like Black Cleaver or something, and then get you can't build Sterex Gauge because of more, but you can build Blood Mailers and kind of all this kind of standard Aatrox stuff. So I'll also upload a full game where I verse Mord if you're interested, and it'll probably be like a better example because I know for me, I learn best when I have an example to look at. I just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of this video. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if I said anything wrong. And let me know if you want to see any other champions, like any matchups in the future. I'll probably look over and try and make some more videos on it.